As he approached Jerusalem and saw the city, Jesus wept over it and said, "If only you had known on this day what would bring you peace. But now it's hidden from your eyes." Luke 19, 41 through 42. There are three moments in the Gospels where Jesus weeps. One is this moment when Jesus is approaching the city he loves. He weeps over Jerusalem. Why? Because they have a long history of killing the prophets, and Jesus knows he's next. A second instance is when Jesus prays in the Garden of Gethsemane. He's about to be betrayed and denied and flogged and crucified. He's so overwhelmed with anguish that Jesus sweats blood and sheds tears. A third instance involves his friend Lazarus, who is 4 days dead. Jesus comes to the tomb, and it seems like he's a day late and a dollar short. John 11:35 is every kid's favorite memory verse. Jesus wept. It's the shortest verse in the Bible, but it speaks volumes. This is the God who weeps when we weep. In fact, our tears are so precious to him that he collects them in a bottle. Psalm 56:8 says, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. You have recorded each one in your book." In ancient Rome, there were bottles called tear catchers. They were made of ornamental glass, about 4 inches in height. Those who mourned literally filled those bottles with tears and then placed them on tombs as symbols of love. The more tears collected, the more beloved that person was. The average person sheds 1.4 milliliters of tears every day. That's more than 10 gallons of tears over a lifetime. That's a pretty big bottle, and each one is precious to God. Charles Spurgeon said tears are liquid prayers. If you find yourself in a season of sadness, in a season of grieving, in a season of shedding tears, you are not alone. We have a high priest who sympathizes with our weaknesses. He was tried and tempted just as we are. The good news, he is the God who gives beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, and the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. He gives us a beautiful promise in Psalm 126. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy. Those who go out weeping will return with songs of joy. You are seen, heard, and loved by the Heavenly Father. He not only collects your tears in his bottle, he knows the number of hairs on your head, and your name is tattooed on the palm of his hand. Not only are you the image of God, you are the apple of God's eye.